Okay, one more pet peeve video for the short term, probably not forever, but for the short term, one more. Some graphics are involved. Thanks to the viewer who suggested this one. Yes, of course, I have experienced this myself. This one, the good thing is, it doesn't waste time, but it is annoying. It's annoying when it's happening to me. I even find it annoying when it's happening to other people. It's people sitting at a table and they're not square. Not everyone is equidistant from each other, and no one's doing anything about it. So first, the first problem, let me get out of the wind for a second. The first problem is, and this is largely a result of Corona, because before Corona, most no-limit tables were 9-handed. After, most no-limit tables are 8-handed. At an 8-handed table, when someone needs to be head-to-head with the dealer, that causes a problem. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here we have a table, and here we have the dealer on the left, and he is in, the middle. If you cut the table in half, side to side, the dealer is in the middle. And this is the problem. You get a player who wants to sit directly across from the dealer. When you're 9-handed, which means 10 people at the table, 9 players, 1 dealer, this is what you do. But now most tables are 8-handed, 8 players, 1 dealer, 9 people at the table. You can't do this. And when you have 9 people at the table, the dealer is 1, this player in the wrong spot is another. There are 7 others at the table. 7 is an odd number. So where do we put these other 7? It's either going to be 4 and 3, that's not balanced, or it's going to be 3 and 4. That's not balanced. So when you're 8-handed, this is what happens. The 4 and the 5 seat meet at the dealer. There's going to be a little space between the 4 seat and the 5 seat. That little bit of space, like between their elbows, is the space directly across from the dealer. Then everyone has the right amount of space around the table. So 8-handed table, no one should be, wow, really windy. 8-handed table, no one should be directly across from the dealer. Another problem, because we were just looking at the equator of the table, what about a line dividing the table in half the long way? There are people who need to be at the heads of the table. That causes a problem also. Let me show you that graphically. Okay, similar concept, but different problem. Again, we have our table, we have the dealer on the left, he's on the line that cuts the table in half, left to right. And this problem is you have people, usually the 2 seat and the 7 seat, they want to be at the head of the table. We can't do this either, because this is the problem. You have players at the head of the table. Now let's cut the table in half vertically in this picture. So again, we have 9 people at the table, 1 dealer and 8 players, 9 people. If 2 players are on this line that cut the table in half the long way, then there's 7 other people we need to account for, and we can't have an odd number. We end up with 3 people on one side, the dealer, the 1 seat, the 8 seat, and we end up with 4 people on the other. We can't have 3 on one half and 4 on the other half. That's not even. The 1 seat has tons of space, the 8 seat has tons of space, and the 3, 4, 5, 6 are a little bunched up. No one gets the head of the table this way when we're 8-handed. And then, you guessed it, there are times where both happen at the same time. Someone needs to be across from the dealer, exactly, and people need to be at the heads of the table the long way. That also causes problems. And this is what it looks like when we have both of those problems at the same time. So we have our dealer at the table, okay, that makes sense. Then we have 2 players, like the 2 and the 7, who both want to be at the head of the table, and those... that's a problem. Then we also have either the 4 or the 5. In this example, the 5 seat wants to be directly across from the dealer. None of these 3 players, player, 5, or player, are in the right spot. So again, we have 9 people at an 8-handed table, 8 players, 1 dealer, 9 people total, 4 of them in this picture right now, and we need to account for 5 more. Well, where are we putting these 5 more so everything is evenly spaced out? We can't do that. The 1 seat will have tons of space. The 8 seat will have tons of space. The 6 seat will be fine. And then you have the 3 and the 4 in an amount of space that's like usually along the rest of the table, 1 person for this amount of space. And now you have 2 people for this space because the 2 seat, the 7 seat, and the 5 seat are all in the wrong spot. So 8-handed tables, no one's directly across from the dealer, no one is at the head of the table the long way either. So in all those scenarios, someone somewhere at the table is getting a lot less space than he should. It's very annoying when it's happening to me. I even don't like it when I could tell someone else is uncomfortable and not getting the space he should have at the table. The good thing is it doesn't cost time. The game doesn't get paused. The floor doesn't need to be called. We don't need to go to surveillance. A lot of these pet peeves recently in these videos have been those types of problems where time is just wasted. This isn't like that, but it is annoying. And remember, rice is a spoon food.